सहनावतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः मनोबुद्ध्यहङ्कार चेतानि नाहम् न च श्रोत्रजिह्वे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न वायुः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न च प्राणसंज्ञो न वै पञ्चवायुः न वा सप्तधातुर्न वा पञ्चकोशः न वा पाणिपादो न चोपस्थपायो चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् ॐ नमः शिवाय
शिवाय
ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय
नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय
ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय
नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय
नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय
ॐ 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 नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय
नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय
ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय
नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय
ॐ 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 नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय
ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय
ॐ नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय
नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय
ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय
नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय
ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय
नमः शिवाय
ॐ नमः शिवाय
ॐ शिवाय
ॐ नमः शिवाय
सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादम् शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयम् नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Let us chant from verse number 6, page number 39. अचिन्त्यमव्यक्तमनन्तरूपं शिवं प्रशान्तममृतं ब्रह्मयोनिं तथादिमध्यान्तविहीनमेकं विभुं चिदानन्दमरूपमद्भुतम् उमासहायं परमेश्वरं प्रभुं त्रिलोचनं नीलकण्ठं प्रशान्तं ध्यात्वा मुनिर्गच्छति भूतयोनिं समस्तसाक्षिं तमसः परस्तात् स ब्रह्मा स शिवः सेन्द्रः सोऽक्षरः परमस्वराट् स एव विष्णुः स प्राणः स कालोऽग्निः स चन्द्रमाः स एव सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यं सनातनम् तं मृत्युमत्येति नान्यः पन्था विमुक्तये सर्वभूतस्थमात्मानं सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि सम्पश्यन् ब्रह्म परमं याति नान्येन हेतुना आत्मानमरणिं कृत्वा प्रणवं चोत्तरारिणिं ज्ञाननिर्मथनाभ्यासात् पाशं दहति पण्डितः. Yes. So Ashwalayana approaches Lord Brahma seeking self-knowledge. So Brahmaji said, Shraddha Bhakti Dhyana Yogat Avaihi. May you attain by Shraddha, Bhakti and Dhyana. Yes. So what is the preparation? So therefore, Brahmaji said, the problem is the wrong notion in the mind. What has to be done? Tyagena eki. You are already infinite. You don't have to attain it from outside. Apraptaschet praptavyam, praptaschet jnatavyam. There is a saying. If you don't have it, then you have to get it through effort from the outer world. But suppose you already have it, but then you are not getting the benefit of it, then what could be the reason? The only reason is ignorance of having it. You don't know that you already have it. So nihitam guhayam parenanakam, that highest state is already there in your heart. Since already it is there, you don't have to create it. The only thing you have to do is give up the wrong notion that you don't have it. So this is what has to be done. Okay. So then how to start? Viviktadeshe cha sukhasanasthah शुचिः समग्रीव शिरः शरीरः. Then अत्याश्रमस्थः सकलेन्द्रियाणि निरुध्य भक्त्या स्वगुरुं प्रणम्य हृत्पुण्डरीकं विरजं विशुद्धं विचिन्त्य मध्ये विशदं विशोकम्. So sit at the seat of meditation. So these are all the preparation. First, desha, right place. Then kala, right time. Then asana, right posture. Then sharira sthiti, right seating and then right posture of the body. What is the next one? Next one, you can say pranayama. That is not there in this, but it is helpful, especially when the mind is very much agitated. Take deep breath and slowly, slowly, slowly. Make the breathing steady. Vayurodhanat liyate manah jalapakshivat bodha sadhanam. Helplessly mind becomes quiet. That is the glory of pranayama. Pranayamam pratyaharam nityanitya viveka vichara. Pranayama else. Okay. Pranayama. Then what? Mm, so, according to this, Indriyani Niruddhi. So, Indriya Nigraha. Next step can be Indriya Nigraha. Control of the sense organs. What is the next step? Mano Nigraha. And the next one, Buddhi Nischaya. So, these are all the stages. From the gross to the subtle. Go one by one. Directly don't go to the subtle. You will miserably fail. Slowly, slowly prepare the gross to launch into the subtle. This is how meditation has to be done. Slowly, 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 slowly. If you are not stabilized in the gross level, you will lose balance at the subtle level. It should be like a pyramid. Pyramid is stable. Why? Because the base is very strong. If the base is not strong and you only pay attention to the top level, just like the building, how you build. First foundation, strong foundation. Then you go higher and higher. The firmer the foundation, the higher you can go. Even like a tree, you see, the highest tree has deepest roots. So make the foundation very strong. So up to pranayama and all everybody can do. But later on, the sadhana becomes subtler and subtler. So the higher flights can be taken only when there is enough devotion. That is where the purity of mind comes into picture. Humility, compassion, devotion, all those values help in creating that heart, a lotus heart, a heart filled with noble emotions. In such a heart, all the higher truths become evident, very clearly evident. You don't have to do anything. It is very clearly evident. Just like an object is there, and to see, you don't have to do anything. The bottle is there, I'm seeing it. What are you doing? You are not doing anything. You're just shifting your attention there and it is seen. In the same way, as the mind becomes pure, all the subtle truths become evident. So how to purify the mind? Saguna Bhakti is very, very useful. Ma Sahayam Parameshwaram Prabhum Prilochanam Neelakantham Prashantam Dhyatva Munir Gachati Brahma Yonim Samasta Sakshim Tamasaf Parasta. Sagunopasana is very helpful. Developing an intimate personal relationship with God. That is called as Sagunopasana. In the beginning, you start with God is. Then, as you progress in devotion, you say, He's my God. You see? The God becomes my God. That is Sagunopasana. There's a personal relationship. More and more you near this God, the more and more He starts feeling that you are His. In the beginning, it is a stranger relationship. You don't know God, you don't care about God. But slowly, slowly, as the more and more you live according to His will, sacrificing your likes and dislikes for Him to please Him, relationship starts growing. And once the relationship starts growing, then Bhagavan says, Yoga Kshemam Vahami. Name Bhakta, you are mine. So therefore, it is my responsibility to protect. You see? So that is Saguna Bhakti. So it's very, can't bypass it. Can't bypass Saguna Bhakti and then go directly into Nirvana. It's not allowed. You will fail miserably. That is how heart has to be developed. First develop the heart. That's why Bhagavan says, Tesham satatayuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. Bhajanam first. Bhakti sahita bhajanam. That will lead to Buddhi Yoga. That's how it is. That's why in Bhagavatam, Bhakti is considered to be the mother of Jnana and Vairagya. Mother. Mother comes first, then come children. Right. So once that heart is fully prepared, then you have to do Jnana Mathanam. Atmanam aranim krutva pranavam cha uttara aranim jnana nirmathana abhyasat pasham dahati panditaha. Jnana Mathanam has to be done. So Mananam Nididhyasanam process. So how to start? Starting point is verse number 12, page number 62. Repeat once. Sa eva maya parimohitatma शरीरमास्थाय करोति सर्वम् स्त्रियन्नपानादिविचित्रभोगैः स एव जाग्रत् परितृप्तिमेति स एव माया परिमोहितात्मा शरीरमास्थाय करोति सर्वम् स्त्रियन्नपानादिविचित्रभोगैः स एव जाग्रत् परितृप्तिमेति. Sa eva, that alone. Who alone? That Paramatma alone. Which Paramatma? Earlier it has been said. Anadi Madhyantam Anantam. Achintyam. Arupam. Adbhutam. That infinite, immortal Bhagavan, that Paramatma, Saha. Saha eva. That Paramatma alone. What has he become? Maya Parimohitatma. That Paramatma alone has become this Jivatma. What is the definition of Jivatma? Parimohitatma. Perfectly deluded. Fully deluded. Intensely deluded. Just not Mohita. It is Parimohita. Paritaha Mohita. Deluded from all sides. What is the proof of delusion? To such an extent that he says, I don't believe in God. He himself is God. Can you imagine? God is telling, I don't believe in God. Where is God? Show me God. Prove me God. No, there cannot be a greater delusion. You see? Something is there and it is not there. I can understand. But about yourself, wrong notion about something else can be understood. Notion about oneself, forgetful of oneself. This is the peak of delusion. Parimohita. But why is he deluded? Maya parimohitatma. Bhagavan's Maya only. So that Paramatma, completely deluded by his own Maya, has become now Jivatma. Okay. What is the expression of delusion? Shariram asthaya, firmly rooted in the body. He has made Shariram as his asthanam, working place, abode. He has made his body as his abode, completely identified with the body. This is the expression, the consequence of that delusion. That infinite being now thinks that this little finite perishable body is me. That is the end result of this delusion. Now, what is he doing? Karoti sarvam. With this understanding, he is living his life. He is transacting with the world. What is he doing? He is hunting for pleasures. He is hunting for happiness. Where Stri, Anna, Pana, Adi. Stri, woman. Anna, food. Pana, drink. Sense pleasures in short. Vichitra bhogai. In this way, varieties of bhogas he is indulging. Swamiji, why is three? Okay, Purusha for you. The opposite sex. So this is what he's doing. He's searching for happiness. Where is happiness? Right there. Nihitam guhayam. Where is he searching? Out. This is what happens with body identification. When I look within, I should have seen Satchidananda because that is my nature. When I turn my attention to myself, I should have found Ananda there. But when I am identified with the body, ego is born. So, what is the new definition of I now? It is no more Satchidananda, it is body, mind, intellect, ahankara. With this understanding about this I, when I look within, what will I find there? Aham or aham vritti. Have you heard of this term, aham vritti? Upadesa. The ego, nothing else. The capital I or the small I? The small I. With body identification, when I look within, I don't find Ananda Sarupa Atma, I find Dukkha Sarupa Ahankara. Dukkha Sarupa Jivatma. Why Dukkha Sarupa? Because Ahankara is limited. Ahankara means what? Defining myself as this BMI. That is Ahankara. So body is limited, abilities are limited, talents are limited. Now I am an infinite being. Will infinite being be happy with a finite body? No. He'll be suffocated. That is why you'll find egoistic people can never meditate. Or when our mind is in rajas, we can never meditate. We become restless the moment we sit for some time looking within. Sitting quietly looking within is most difficult. Why? Because you are with Dukkha Surupa Anatma Jivatma. You have to get rid of Dukkham. How do you get rid of Dukkham? Get rid of, come out of that Nihitam Guhaya. Because there the ego is seated there. Come out. Now your understanding is happiness is not inside. Now what is the only option? It has to be outside. If it is not inside, it has to be outside. This is called as Sri and Navana. Now hunt. Now what will you get outside? You will get sense pleasure. Now this egoistic person, identified with the body, totally deluded, he thinks, misunderstands sense pleasure to be happiness. This is the mistake. He thinks sense object is giving me happiness. So therefore, the way to bliss is out and not in. And thus is born what? Karmana Prajaya Dhanena. So Striyannapanadi Vichitra Bhogaihi Saeva Jagrat Paritrupti. And he finds that whenever he indulges in the pleasure, there is paritrupti, there is trupti, there is fulfillment, there is sense of satisfaction. When I indulge in the sense object, there is a sense of satisfaction. He misunderstands this to be the purpose of life. And this he goes on hoarding sense objects one after the other, aggrandizing through what? Karmana Prajaya Dhanena. This is the mistake he has done. Who is he? Saeva. He is none other than Bhagavan, Paramatma. But now what is his condition? Jivatma. That Paramatma has now become Jivatma. This is a description in the Jagrat Avastha, waking state. Okay, what is the other state? What are the other two states? Swapna Avastha and Sushupti Avastha. What does he do there? Let us see the next verse. Verse number 13, page number 64. स्वप्ने सजीवः सुखदुःखभोक्ता स्वमायया कल्पितजीवलोके सुषुप्तिकाले सकले विलीने तमोभिभूतः सुखरूपमेति स्वप्ने सजीवः सुखदुःखभोक्ता स्वमायया कल्पितजीवलोके सुषुप्तिकाले सकले विलीने तमोभिभूतः सुखरूपमेति. Swapne. So Jagrat Avastha has been described. He is running after sense pleasures, finding fulfillment there. What is he doing in Swapna Avastha, in the dream state? Swapne Sajivaha Sukha Dukkha Bhokta. He is doing the same thing. Bhokta, enjoyer of Sukham and Dukkham, helplessly going through joys and sorrows. But in Swapnam, there is no sense object. Are Swamaya Kalpita Jiva Loka. He has created with his own mind a Loka. What is that Loka called? Jiva Loka. The world created by himself. Swamaya. With his own mind, he has created a world. So, what is the description of Swapnavastha in Tattvabodha? Swapnavastha ka. Jagrat avasthayam. Yad drishtam. Yad shrutam. Tat janita vasanaya. Nidra samaye. Yah prapanchah pratiyate. Sa swapnavastha. Is a description of Swapnavasa. What is dream? So in the waking, there are so many desires which remain unfulfilled. There are so many impressions gathered by the mind in the waking states. Deep down it is stored there, unresolved, suppressed, repressed feelings. So all these suppressed emotions find an expression. Unfulfilled desires find an expression in the dream state. So what does that dream mind do? That mind creates a world. And in that dream world, I become a Jivatma. So what do? I drop my identification with the waking body, create a dream body in the dream world, create the sense organs, everything, and then I indulge in the sense objects, dream sense objects. This is what is happening. So in Swapnavastha also, I do the same thing which I am doing in the Jagrata Avastha, waking state also. This is what I do. Sense indulgence. Going through Sukham and Dukkham. This is Swapnavastha. So that is the second state of the mind. The first state is waking state. Second state is dream state. What is the third state? Sushuptikale sakale vinene. So the third state is called Sushuptikala, deep sleep state. That is also a state of the mind. In that what happens? Sakale virine. Everything dissolves. Why? The mind itself dissolves. Why is the mind dissolving? Tamaha abhibhutaha. Because in the deep sleep state, the mind is overpowered. Abhibhuta. By what? Tamas. Tamas. And the mind becomes completely inactive. Silent. Mind disappears. Sukharupamit. So what is the experience when that mind dissolves? All the problem is in the mind. When mind dissolves, all problems also gone. So what is the experience? Sukham. Everybody loves sleep. This is the reason. The problematic entity disappears. In fact, that is how Bhagavan gives us a rest. It is a forced rest. Left to ourselves, we cannot rest. So much of agitation is there. Vasanas are there. Desires are there. Nobody can rest. So Bhagavan made out of his compassion, Bhagavan made a system where you have no choice but to rest. So that you are fresh and kicking next day to create more trouble for yourself and for everyone. So, okay. So this is one cycle. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Bhagavan, after that what? It continues. Next one. Verse number 14, page number 69. पुनश्च जन्मान्तरकर्मयोगात् स एव जीवस्वपिति प्रबुद्धः पुरत्रये क्रीडति यश्च जीवः ततस्तु जातं सकलं विचित्रम् आधारमानन्दमखण्डबोधम् यस्मिन् लयं याति पुरत्रयं च पुनश्च जन्मान्तरकर्मयोगात् स एव जीवस्वपिति प्रबुद्धः पुरत्रये क्रीडति यश्च जीवः ततस्तु जातं सकलं विचित्रम् आधारमानन्दमखण्डबोधम् यस्मिन् लयं याति पुरत्रयं च पुनः again means every day, every birth. Janmantara karma yoga. Because of karma yoga. Here there is no karma yoga, okay? Don't think, oh, Swami, I know karma yoga, I have studied. No, that karma yoga is different. So here karma yoga means Janmantara karma, because of the karma done in the past births. Yoga, because of the union of that karma. Yoga means union here. Associating with the karmas done in the past birth. Janmantara karma yoga, Saiva Jiva, the same person, not somebody else. Maybe in a different body in different births, but very same entity. The experiencer is the same. And who is this Jiva? Remember, he is none other than Paramatma. Paramatma now who has become Jiva. Different bodies he has taken, but the experiencer is the same. He himself, Saeva Jiva. What is he doing? Again the same thing. Swapiti Prabuddha. Dreams, wakes. Waking, dream, deep sleep. Waking, dream, deep sleep. Waking, dream. Day after day, life after life. What is he doing? Kridati. He is sporting. Where? Puratraye. In these three abodes. In these three abodes, he is sporting. Yascha Jiva. This is what we are all doing. Waking, dream, deep sleep. Waking, dream, deep sleep. And what is our understanding? Maya parimohitatma it is, no? So what is our understanding? World is there. I am in the world. In the world, I am awake. In the world, I go to sleep. But the world is there. In the world, I am on and off. World is there. World is permanent. Absolutely real. I come and go. This is our understanding when we live in this world. And what is the truth? See, this is where mathanam has to happen. Tatascha jatam sakalam vichitram. The whole world is born from me. Tataha means from that Supreme Bhagavan, which is the self. The truth is, it is not that I am in the world. There you are. It is not that I am in the world is in me. From me comes the entire world of varieties. Vichitram, Sakalam, the whole world. Yasmin layam yati puratrayam cha. And in me, the three abodes merge, diffuse. From me, the three worlds come. Into me, the three worlds merge. And who am I? Adharam, Anandam, Akhandabodham. Akhandabodham, infinite consciousness, unbroken consciousness, which is infinite bliss. That itself is the Adharam, the support, the substratum. You see the difference? The man of knowledge and the man of ignorance. See the difference? The man of ignorance says, I am in the world, I sleep and wake up in the world, and I go from the world. World remains. This is vision of ignorance. What about a jnani's vision? No, 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 no. I remain. In me, the three states of mind play. Puratrayam exists in me. I don't exist in them. I remain as adharam, substratum. I am that infinite consciousness upon which the mind projects the waking world. After that, it projects the dream world. And after that, it stops projection. The three states. I have nothing to do with these three states. I am there irrespective of whether the mind is there or not, whether the Puratrayam is there or not. You see the understanding? What a transformative vision. This is what Vedanta does. Vedanta shifts your attention from the illusory world to the real. This is what is called as Jnana Nirmadana. This is what you have to go on thinking. The reality is here, not there. Importance has to be given to this self, not the non-self. This is Vedantic meditation. This is called as Madhani. Constantly. Now it has to be constantly done because mind has become habituated to giving importance to the outer world. That is how it is expressing as Praja Karma Dhana. But now this Vedantic revelation is no, whatever you see is all illusion, impermanent, unnecessary. There is something which is divine, very, very precious here. Don't ignore it. That is why it is called self-ignorance. What are you doing? Ignoring. Ignoring means what? Something is there and you are not paying attention. That is called as ignoring. Don't do that. See the glory of the self. Next verse. Verse number 15, page number 77. एतस्माज्जायते प्राणः
एतस्माज्जायते प्राणः
मनः सर्वेन्द्रियाणि च
इन्द्रियाणि च
वायुर्ज्योतिरापः
वायुर्ज्योतिरापः
पृथिवी विश्वस्य धारिणी
पृथिवी विश्वस्य धारिणी
एतस्माज्जायते प्राणः मनः सर्वेन्द्रियाणि च वायुर्ज्योतिरापः पृथिवी विश्वस्य धारिणी एतस्मात् जायते. Everything comes from this. Etat, this self which is so near. Etasmat jayate, everything is born. everything is projected. What are the things projected? Pranaha, the life. Manaha, the mind. Sarva indriyani, all jnanendriyas and karmendriyas, everything is a projection on this. This gives existence to that. And the whole world, Gham, space, Vayu, air, Jyoti, fire, Apaha, water, Prithvi, earth. And what is our understanding? Prithvi is Vishwasya Dharini. It is the one which is supporting everything. Arey, no, you are the one. Etasmat jayate. This is the way you have to think. I am giving existence to the whole world. Which I, not that stupid ego. When I say I am talking of that consciousness, pure consciousness. That consciousness is giving existence to the whole world. So that which is giving existence should be given importance. Don't ignore. Samsara means ignoring the real, getting caught in the unreal. That is called as Maya Parimohitatma. What is delusion? Real thing is ignored, illusion is given importance. That is what is called Maya Parimohita. Big mistake. What you have, you don't have value. What you don't have, you are craving for it. Everybody is born rich. Born rich because everybody has this. But then we choose to be poor by ignoring it. Bhagavan, please tell me, how can you say the self is that most important thing? How can you prove the greatness of the self? Next verse. Verse number 16, page number 79. Yat param brahma sarvatma vishwasyayatanam mahat sukshmat sukshmataram nityam tattvameva tvameva tat yat param brahma sarvatma vishwasyayatanam mahat sukshmat sukshmataram nityam tattvameva tvameva tat. Yes. This Atma, the self, Sarva Atma, the self of all beings, which is Param Brahma, that Supreme Lord, it is Vishwasya Ayatanam. It is the very support of the whole world. But Bhagavan, how can you say that? Because my experience says I am supported by the world. You are saying the world is supported by me. Very logical. So here the logic given is, so here there is a law. What is the law? Sthulam sukshmena dharyate. There's a law. The gross is always supported by subtle. This is a law. Subtle supports the gross. There are so many laws. This is one such. So who is supporting whom? Whoever is the supporter is higher, supported is lower. The gross is supported by the subtle. And that is why in the creation, first subtle comes, then comes gross. One by one, everything is added. First comes the subtlest, then everything is added. What is the definition of gross? That which has maximum properties. Grosser a thing, the more properties it will have. That's the definition of gross. So what is the grossest thing? Earth. Why? It has got all the five properties. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Grossest. That is why earth comes the last. Panchikaranam happens in the end, if you see. Everything else comes in the beginning. Final is Panchikaran. One step ahead of earth, what comes? Sukshma. It is water. One property is less. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa. Gandha is not there. Pure water will have no smell. Okay. Then comes Agni. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa and Gandha is not there. Taste and smell is not there in fire. One step ahead. What? Air. Shabda, Sparsha. Rupa is not there. Form is not there. Rasa is not there. Gandha is not. Again, one more step up. What? Space. Space has only Shabda. Sound. One more step. Now the sense organs, there is no this thing. So the whole space is seen where? In our mind. So mind is even more sukshma. All that means, can you go one more step ahead? So we say yes. What is that which supports the mind? We say ahankara, ego. Amritti, can say. Can you go one more step? Yes. Aham, pure consciousness. It has no property at all. That is what is sukshma, sukshmataram. Subtler than the subtlest. Most subtle. And that is why it has no property at all. And that is why it is achintyam also. You see? So therefore, if consciousness is the subtlest, then it has to be the greatest supporter also. That is why it is called Vishwasya Ayatanam, the greatest support. The subtlest has to be the greatest, the ultimate support. There is another law also. Yat antaram tapparam. That which is inner is higher. Anything that is inner is higher. So sense objects in the outer world, higher than sense object is sense organs because it is inner. Higher than sense organ is the mind. Inner with respect to whom? With respect to me. Okay. That which is nearer to me is higher. So higher than sense organ is the mind. Higher than mind is intellect. Higher than intellect is the control over the intellect, the aham-vritti, the ego. Higher than ego is your consciousness. So that is the highest. So that which is the nearest is the highest. That which is the subtlest is the highest. Another law is also there. That which is the controller is the highest, is higher than the controlled. The controller is higher than the controlled. Niyamakatva. Who is controlling whom? Sense objects are controlled by the sense organs. Sense organs are controlled by the mind. Mind is controlled by the intellect. Intellect is controlled by the ego. Ego is ruled. Exists because of consciousness. Therefore, consciousness is the highest. You see how we are in the language of spirituality, what comes high, what comes low. This clarity has to be there. So that is why a person who is nearer to the self is stronger, clearer, more peaceful. All auspiciousness come to a person who is nearer to the self. To the extent you go out, to that extent you are weak. To that extent you are deluded. To that extent you are miserable. Because going out means going away from God. Going away from God means seeking an auspiciousness. That is why mobile addiction is dangerous. Once upon a time, at the most, you can go only up to the world. Now you are going into the world, in the world. into another world in the world. You see the bondage? Bondage is doubled. Jagatyam Jagati you are going. World in the world. And that is why all psychological problems in the modern society. Any amount of medicine will not help. The more and more you go within yourself, the more and more you are strong. All solution for all your problems is already there within you. The outer world cannot solve your problems because they are all self-created imaginary problems. When you go to the real thing, all imaginary problems disappear. See, and that is why you see, Indians never bothered about doing research in the outer world. You see, materially, if you see, India is poor. The Western countries are rich. What is the reason that Indian Rishi Munis never did any research in the outer world? Not because they could not do it. They found that it is worthless. They found the real treasure inside. So therefore, with minimum thing in the outer world, some grass hut, enough. Some minimum clothes, kaupina, enough. With everything minimum, so that they can go deeper and deeper into themselves. What did we understand? We thought that these are all beggars, useless people, lazy people. No, no, no. Simple living, high thinking. But the real treasure is inside. Whatever the basic needs are there, fulfill it and go in. Let life be dedicated to go inside. And that is why they were poor outside. In the West, they are rich outside, but a pauper inside. Only show off is there, show off. Inside, empty, hollow. See, when you are understanding Vedanta, you will learn so much about life. Yat param brahma sarvatma vishwasya ayatanam mahat sukshmat sukshmataram nityam. So therefore, what should we do? Go deep within. That treasure is already there. Don't waste your time. Life is precious. Tat tvameva. Tvameva tat. Brahmaji is shouting at Ashwayana. Because going inner, finally where will you reach? I. Isn't it? There is a final I where you have to stop. There cannot be any inner than that, subtler than that. So that has to be Tvam. Tat Tvam. Twice it is said, you are that and that is you. Meaning what? There is absolutely no difference. No, maybe I'm a part of that. No. Both ways it is said. Tat Tvam, Tvam Tat. This is that, that is this. Full stop. You are that. Teaching is given. Tat Tvam Eva. That alone is true. Now the student is doing Nididhyasana. From here onwards, teaching is over actually. Now next is repetition of the same ideas. And now the student is sitting, closed eyes, and doing Matana. Teaching is over. Now the student goes, silently sits in a corner. Vivikta deshe sukhasansthar. All the teaching is brought like the cow chewing the curd. What is its name? Ruminating? There is a name also, like cow chewing it. First it eats grass, then sits quietly in a corner, in a shady, under a tree, and then go on chewing it. In villages and all we know, Especially children grown in cities, they don't know all this. So this is what has to be done after gaining this knowledge, because the self is already there. Now the whole effort is shifting the attention towards the self. This is Nididhyasa. Let us see. Verse number 17, page number 84. Jagrat Swapna Sushuptyadi Prapancham Yat Prakashate Tad Brahmahamiti Jnatva Sarvabandhaiः pramuchyate. Jagrat swapna sushuptya prapancham yat prakashate tad brahmahamiti jnatva sarvabandhaiः pramuchyate. Yes. So the three stage Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti Adi Prapancham Yat Prakashate, that consciousness which illumines. So here the illumining ability of consciousness is focused. You know, in meditation, different aspects of consciousness we have to focus. Because sometimes you may not be successful in one way, another way you will have to try. Different ways. Depending upon the moods of the mind, you must have so many different techniques to meditate upon the same self. So here you are using that aspect of illumining. Consciousness illumines. It's a light. It's a light of awareness. In that light, you are conscious. There is a light. It is not like a worldly light, a very mysterious light, in the light of which you are aware. You are aware. Prakashate, prakashate. So what are you aware? Jagrat avastha you are aware. Swapna avastha you are aware. Sushupti you are not aware. But there is an awareness which is aware. Ego is not aware because he has disorder. But don't worry about Sushupti. At least do things where you can do something. Jagrata avastha, go on doing it. Swapna avastha also we don't have much freedom. But once you make it a habit, in Jagrata avastha, same samskara will be carried in Swapna avastha also. Yav prakancha prakashate. Just be aware. Just be aware. Tad Brahma Aham. I am that Brahman. Then what will happen? Sarva bandhaihi pramuchyate. You will be free from all bondages. Bhagwan, will you please guide me how to do that meditation in the waking? Okay, I understand. Paying attention, fine. Being aware. So the next verse is about waking state. Something can do. Verse number 18, page number 86. त्रिषु धामसु यद्भोग्यम् भोक्ता भोगश्च यद्भवेत् तेभ्यो विलक्षणः साक्षी चिन्मात्रोऽहं सदाशिवः त्रिषु धामसु यद्भोग्यं भोक्ता भोगश्च यद्भवेत् तेभ्यो विलक्षणः साक्षी चिन्मात्रोऽयं सदाशिवः. Yes. Trisu Dhamasu in the three abodes. Yet Bhogyam, Bhokta, Bhogascha. Be a Sakshi now. So three things are there. Bhogyam, Bhokta, Bhoga. Experiencer, Bhokta. Experienced object, Bhogyam. Bhoga, the experience, the process of experiencing. So in the waking world, you will find three entities always there. So I am indulging in a sense object and I'm experiencing that pleasure of indulgence. Three things: I, the object, and the experience. What is the practice you have to do? Be a sakshi. There is another witness who is just witnessing this process of experience, which is different from bhokta. What is the mistake we do? We become bhokta. The moment you become bhokta, Paramatma has become jiva. The moment you become sakshi, you remain as Paramatma. That slip of Paramatma to Jivatma, that slip happens here. Sakshi becomes bhokta. Because you are tempted by the pleasure given by the bhogyam, that sense object, to indulge in that pleasure. I can't indulge in that pleasure as a sakshi. So I compromise with that sakshi status and then I become bhokta. So then what happens? That state of Paramatma you lose, you become a Jivatma. Only then you can indulge in that pleasure. That egoistic joys, that sense pleasure you can enjoy only when you become Jiva. We get tempted by that little pleasure. And then we give up our status of being infinite. We become finite to get that pleasure. So it is a, what do you call it? It's a big loss. I am losing something big to get something very petty. Remain a sakshi. When you remain a sakshi, yes, you will lose that pleasure, no doubt, but it's worth. This is how we landed up in this world. The mind kept on desiring little things. We died desiring something little. Again, we are. This goes on. Punascha janmantara karma yoga. Stop this mistake. This is where you err. This is the mistake. Remain a sakshi. That witnessing consciousness. Not interested in the sense object. Not interested in the pleasure promised by the sense object. What is the nature of this sakshi? Vilakshanaha, viparita lakshanaha, absolutely opposite. Everything of this world is perishable, it is imperishable. Everything of the world is drishyam, it is drashta. Everything opposite. Viparita lakshana, vilakshana. Chinmatra, remain as that pure consciousness. Chinmatra. The more and more the drashta becomes identified with matter, that drashta becomes impure. Impure, low, inferior. For example, I am watching a star with the telescope. So who is drashta? Everything in me plus the telescope is the drashta. Drishya vastu is the star. Now I start paying attention to telescope. Now telescope becomes the drishya vastu. Now the telescope I am watching through my eyes. I watch my eyes now. Eyes become drishyam. Everything becomes drashta. But that eyes are watched by the mind. I start observing the mind. So as you are observing your instruments, you are going higher and higher. You are going nearer and nearer to God. Now, who is watching the mind? Your ego. That is also a thought, egoistic thought, aham vritti. Now you start paying attention to aham vritti, remaining as aham. This is called as chin matra. Chin matra. There is no trace of thought. Remain there. Even your ego must be under introspection, scrutiny. Watch your ego also indulging in that object. You are a fourth entity, seeing the bhokta, going through bhoga in bhogyam. You are the fourth one watching. This is Vedantic meditation. This is a practice you have to do. This is a nididhyasana you have to do. So therefore, don't say Vedantic meditation only at the seat of meditation. No. Go on doing in the beginning, yes, Vivikta Desha, etc. is good. But slowly, slowly, a time must come when meditation is happening even during transaction. Mind is transacting with the world, but there is another entity in me just watching me transacting with the world. The higher me watching the lower me transacting with the world. Are you able to follow all this?
Yes.
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 Okay. And as the mind becomes pure, this fourth entity becomes more and more dominant in you. It starts engulfing that bhokta in you. It becomes so important, that ego becomes smaller and smaller. Now the condition is, ego is so big that the big one is small. That is because we have never paid attention. Whatever you pay attention, that will become bigger. Pay attention to consciousness, it starts growing in size. It starts ruling you. Allow the Lord to rule you, not the ego. Then what will happen? You start experiencing His presence very clearly. Everything else becomes secondary, unimportant. Sada Shiva, Chinmatoham Sada Shiva. Sada, ever, that auspicious state remains. It is not coming and going, it is ever there. It is the mind which comes and goes. Consciousness is ever there. Train the mind to remain in consciousness. So remain a witness. So this is another aspect of meditation. The third one. In 19, page number 19. Mayyeva sakalam jatam Mai sarvam pratishthitam
Sarvam pratishtitam.
Mai sarvam layam yati
Sarvam vayam yati.
Tad brahma dvayamasmyaham Mayyeva sakalam jatam Mai sarvam pratishthitam Mai sarvam layam yati Tad brahma dvayamasmyaham. Give so much of importance to this I that always say, from me, Srishti Sthiti Laya happens in me. Mayyeva sakalam jatam, everything comes from me. And it is true. When I wake up, everything comes. Mai sarvam pratishthitam, everything is in me, sustained by me. Mai sarvam layam yati, everything dissolves in me. Tat brahma advayam asmi, I am that non-dual Brahman. World has no existence apart from me. The world exists because of me. Logically also it can be proved. The world is seen where? In the mind. Where is the mind? In consciousness. No mind, no world. Again, Anvaya Vyatireka. When the mind is, world is. When the mind is not, world is not. Therefore, world depends on the mind for its existence. They are all Mahamantras. Vedantic training it is. No, Swamiji, my mind is not there, but the world is there. No. When I sleep, the world is there. No. Or everybody is experiencing the world. How can I say world is not there when the mind is not there? Are world is there for whom? Are the people there? People are experiencing world. How? Through the mind. Nobody can experience the world without the mind. So therefore, world is in the mind only. And mind is in consciousness, because mind is nothing but flow of thoughts. Thoughts are in consciousness. Therefore, consciousness is a substratum. So sometimes consciousness has to be meditated as the substratum, the support of the whole world. Mayyeva sakalam jatam. Don't give importance to the world at all. The moment you stop giving importance to the world, the worldly ups and downs stop affecting you. You can try this. There is some sorrow, some terrible thing has happened, and you are miserable. Suddenly you say, why am I miserable? Some insignificant thing. I am there. Yes. Just shift your attention to that I. Nothing has happened. I am still there. That Satchidananda is always there. Anyway, the world is an illusion, is perishable, everything has to perish. But it is there. Shift your attention. Suddenly you will find dukkha going away, ananda coming. You shift your attention to Ananda Swarupa, Bhagavan, Atma. You have to experience Ananda even in the midst of greatest tragedy. But you ignore this Atma and get stuck in something of the world, you had it. Even in the greatest tragedy, you can be at peace. Modern terminology they use here and now. Here and now is nothing. What is there in here and now? I. That is what he said in the scriptures. Shift your attention to that substratum, because of which everything is existing. Train the mind. This is Jnana Nirmadhan Abhyas. This awareness is important. This is the most important thing. Rest everything is insignificant, secondary. This is the most important. Remember, the price you have to pay is you can't after that indulge in any of the worldly things. The moment you indulge in something out, that means you are ignoring this, giving more attention, more importance to that. Gone. You'll have to pay a price then. And the price is in the form of suffering. Pain is the price for carelessness. Not only it is a substratum, it is a most glorious one. Next one. Verse number 20, page number 92. Anoraniyanahamev tadvat mahanaham vishwamaham vichitram puratanoham purushohamishah हिरण्मयोऽहं शिवरूपमस्मि अणोरणीयानहमेव तद्वत् महानहं विश्वमहं विचित्रं पुरातनोऽहं पुरुषोऽमीशः हिरण्मयोऽहं शिवरूपमस्मि. Again and again that term, aham, aham, aham. See that? Anoraniyan aham. Subtler than the subtlest, I am that. Tatvata, in the same way, Mahanaham, the biggest, aham. Vishwam aham, everything is I. Vichitram, all varieties, I alone am. Puratanoham, I am the most ancient. I came, then everything else came. Purushoham, I am that Purnatva Purusha. Purusha means supreme being. That Bhagavan, Purushottam. Aham Isha, I am the Lord. Hiranmayoham. Hiranmaya. Hiranmaya means gold. Self-shining. Gold. Gold is also treasure. The greatest treasure. Shivarupamasmi, I am the most auspicious. This also is very important. Sometimes you see some glory in the outer world. Some talent, some ability of a person. Then you get attached to that person. Attached to that thing, being, situation. Never do that. That thing is glorious because of me. You see? This is called single-pointed devotion. Whatever glorious thing you find in the world, splendorous thing, magnificent thing, glory, vibhuti yoga, you see the vibhuti in the world, but attention should be upon God. And God is here, not there. Generally, what do? Somebody is more powerful, somebody is talented, we want to get acquainted, and then, be that person should become my friend, and we try, you become slave. You see a talent in a person, go congratulate that person. But don't get attached to that person, because that glory is there because you are there. In that person also, who is upholding that? Bhagwan alone. And that Bhagwan is here, available for experience. That Bhagwan who is responsible for that glory is here. So every outer glory should turn your vision inside. Continuing, verse number 21, 98. अपाणिपादोऽहमचिन्त्य शक्तिः पश्याम्य चक्षुः शृणोम्य कर्णः अहं विजानामि विविक्तरूपः न चास्ति वेत्ता मम चित्सहम् अपाणिपादोऽहमचिन्त्य शक्तिः पश्याम्य चक्षुः शृणोम्य कर्णः अहं विजानामि विविक्तरूपः न चास्ति वेत्ता मम चित्सदा. Yes, the sense organs of knowledge, organs of action, they have no power by themselves. It is all because of me. Apanipadoham, Pani hands. Without hands, he does everything. Apadaham, without legs, that supreme being, the consciousness, goes everywhere. Achintya Shaktihi, it's a power which cannot be thought of. You can't think of it. Infinite power it is. Pashyamya Chakshu, he sees everything without eyes. Pashyami. In fact, the eyes are seeing because of the mind. Mind is capable of functioning because of the consciousness. So consciousness doesn't need eye to see. Without any of this instrument, it sees everything. So here everything is aham aham pashyami. I am that. So identification with that consciousness. Shrunomi akarnaha. I listen to everything without ears. That is the achintya shakti of consciousness. Aham vijanami vivikta rupa. I know everything of this world. All the varieties. I know everything. Is there anyone who knows me? Na chasti veta mama. Mama veta nasti. There is nobody who knows me. Because I am the ultimate knower, ultimate observer. Chit sada aham. I am always that witnessing consciousness which cannot be witnessed by another entity. I ever remain the ultimate observer. This is the way. What are we doing? Nididhyasana. Each verse is a Nididhyasana mantra. When the mind is thinking, watch the mind. Thinking. When hands are functioning, watch the hand. And every time, just like when the bulb is glowing, you think of electricity. In the same way, when the sense organs are functioning, when the mind is functioning, you must think of consciousness. This is the training. Continuing, verse number 22. वेदैरनेकैरहमेव वेद्यः वेदान्तकृत् वेदविदेव चाहम् न पुण्यपापे मम नास्ति नाशः न जन्मदेहेन्द्रियबुद्धिरस्ति वेदैरनेकैरहमेव वेद्यः वेदान्तकृत् वेदविदेव चाहम् न पुण्यपापे मम नास्ति नाशः न जन्मदेहेन्द्रियबुद्धिरस्ति वेदैरनेकैः. In all the Vedas, ahameva vedyah. I am the ultimate knower, ultimate observer. Chit sada aham. I am always that witnessing consciousness which cannot be witnessed by another entity. I ever remain the ultimate observer. This is the training. Continuing, verse number 23. वेदैरनेकैरहमेव वेद्यः वेदान्तकृत् वेदविदेव चाहम् न पुण्यपापे मम नास्ति नाशः न जन्मदेहेन्द्रियबुद्धिरस्ति वेदैरनेकैः. In all the Vedas, ahameva vedyah. The central hero. Who is the hero? I am the one. The one thing to be known through all Vedas, which is actually Om, which is nothing but the self. One thing to be the purpose of the entire Vedas is to know this, to know myself. Vedanta Krit, I have brought out the Vedas. I am the composer of Vedas. From me, the Vedas have come. Vedavit, I alone know the Vedas also. As a sadhaka, I work hard, and finally, it is the Jivatma alone who becomes the Paramatma himself. The whole world game is nothing but Jivatma trying to know Paramatma. That is the play of the world. World drama is nothing but this. Bhagavan's Leela is only for this. Jivatma, to help Jivatma know himself as Paramatma. Vedavit eva aham. Na punya pape mama nasti. I don't have any punya and papa. All that belong to the ego. Nasti nashaha. I have no destruction. Na janma deha indriya buddhirasti. I don't have body. I don't have birth. I don't have indriyas. I don't have buddhi. So when you are firmly rooted in consciousness, this you truly say from the depth of your heart. It is not just a verbal, prattling. You know that you are different from all this. Now, that ultimate experience, verse number 23, page number 108. Na bhumirapo na cha vannirasti na chanilo mesti na chambaram cha evam viditva paramatmarupam गुहाशयं निष्कलमद्वितीयम्. Next verse also. समस्तसाक्षिं सदसद्विहीनम् प्रयाति शुद्धं परमात्मरूपम् न भूमिरापो न च निरस्ति न चानिलो मेस्ति न चाम्बरं एवं विदित्वा परमात्मरूपं गुहाशयं निष्कलमद्वितीयं समस्तसाक्षिं सदसद्विहीनं प्रयाति शुद्धं परमात्मरूपम्. Yes, when that identification with consciousness becomes firm abidance in consciousness, this is what you experience. What is that? The whole world is an illusion. It is just a projection on the mind. And what is mind? Manasam tuke margane krite naiva manasam marga. Mind itself is an illusion. How can the world existing in the mind can be real? So, na bhumihi, apaha, na cha vannihi, na cha anilaha, me asti na cha ambaram cha. The whole world with all these five elements don't exist. They don't exist in me also. Evam viditva paramatma rupam. Where do you experience this truth? Guhashayam. Remember this Guhashayam? Nihitam Guhayam. Firmly remaining in that Hridaya Guha. This is what you will experience. Guhashayam, Nishkalam, Advitiyam. You come to know that this consciousness is the very support of the world. That consciousness which is Nishkalam, absolutely pure, without any power. Advitiyam, without any second thing, which is Paramatma, which is Samasta Sakshim, the ultimate observer. Sadasat Vihinam, free from Sat and Asat, cause and effect, subtle and gross. Sat Asat also means existence and non-existence. Temporary existence and temporary non-existence. It is absolute existence, not temporary existence or transactional existence. Prayati Shuddham Paramatma Rupam. Such a person attains this pure self, which is none other than Paramatma. Meaning, he attains to his own self. He comes to know himself. And the moment you come to know yourself, the purpose of world is gone. And that is how the world becomes an illusion. Just like once the child has come out of the womb has served its purpose. After that, womb is not needed. In the same way, once the world has launched that Jivatma into Paramatma state, the world for that Jivatma becomes illusion. It is no more needed. Never do the other mistake. What is that? But Swami, how to make this world an illusion? Many people get stuck like this. Intellectually, they try to find out how the world can be made an illusion. Are you know yourself, the rest everything will fall in place. You make the horse run, the carriage will come by itself. Don't try to push the carriage. Now, those people who have not understood this, two more verses are there. Palashruti it is called, page number 115. यशतरुद्रीयमधीते सह अग्निपूतो भवति सुरापानात् पूतो भवति ब्रह्महत्यायात् पूतो भवति कृत्यात् पूतो भवति तस्मात् अविमुक्तमाश्रितो भवति अत्याश्रमी सर्वदा सकृद्वा जपेत. So now those people who have not understood what this Upanishad is, not able to make out the head and tail of it, for them a method of purification is given, because the all problem is mental purity only. So what is the way of purification given in Kaivalya Upanishad? Chanting the mantras. So yaha shatarudriyam adhite. Sometimes this Kaivalya Upanishad is called Shatarudriyam, as another name of Kaivalya Upanishad. It can also mean Rudram Chamakam. Yaha Shatarudriyam adhite, because now Saguna Upasana, Shiva is the deity here for Kaivalya Upanishad. Uma Sahayam Parameshwar Trilochanam Nilakanta. So chanting either Rudram Chamakam or this Kaivalya Upanishad, that purifies the mind. So do something which you can do to please the Lord. Such a person who chants this, what happens to him? Saha Agni Puto Bhavati. By the grace of Lord, he will be purified as though put in fire. You know how the metal and all you purify through fire in furnace? In the same way, that person's mind becomes pure. Surapana Puto Bhavati. He might have done so many sins. One sin is Surapanam, alcohol, drinks. Doesn't matter. He will be purified from that sin. Brahma Hatyaya Puto Bhavati. He might have killed a holy person, a Brahmana. They are all considered great sin. Doesn't matter. Through that chanting, he is purified from that sin also. Kritya Akritya Puto Bhavati. Many times I am supposed to do something, I did not do that. That becomes a sin. I am not supposed to do something, I did that. That becomes a sin. So that person becomes free from all such sins. Omission and commission, as they say. Tasmat avimuktam ashrito bhavati. Such a person attains the refuge of avimukta. Avimukta means Bhagavan. The one who never leaves consciousness. That is called as avimukta. Vimukta means leaving, abandoning. Avimukta, one who doesn't leave. So Lord Shiva's greatness is he doesn't leave consciousness. He holds on to that. That is Brahma with Brahmaiva bhavat. So such a person is ever protected and given shelter by Bhagavan. Atyasami, a sannyasi, sarvada japet, he must chant every day, all the time, or sakrutva japet, at least once in a day. This chanting has to be done. If you do this, sincerely you chant, saying, Bhagavan, I don't have purity. Whatever is said here, I don't understand anything. will you please bless me? I will do what sadhana I can do. Abidance in the self and all I am not able to do. I understand this is great, but I don't have the ability. Abiding in consciousness, these are all very, very subtle for me. I'm not able to do. Okay, do what you can. Bhagavan, I can chant this. Okay, you chant. So as you chant, Bhagavan's grace will descend. And with that grace, mind will become purified. In such a pure mind, all this truth will be revealed to you. This is a sadhana given for those who find it difficult to understand, practice, etc. Therefore, the last one, page number 120. अनेन ज्ञानमाप्नोति संसारार्णवनाशनम् तस्मादेवं विदित्वैनं कैवल्यं फलमश्नुते कैवल्यं फलमश्नुत इति अनेन ज्ञानमाप्नोति संसारार्णवनाशनम् तस्मादेवं विदित्वैनं कैवल्यं फलमश्नुते कैवल्यं फलमश्नुत इति. Anena, with this jnanam apnoti. You do this chanting, with this definitely you will gain the knowledge. And with the knowledge, samsara arnavanashanam, the entire ocean of samsara will be dried up. Tasmad evam viditvainam. Therefore, knowing this, Kaivalyam phalam asnute. You will attain Kaivalyam phalam. What is Kaivalyam phalam? Moksha phalam. That state of liberation. Kaivalyam phalam asnute iti. So repetition. Twice it is said to indicate that teaching is over. So this is iti atharva vede Kaivalya Upanishad samapta. Thus Kaivalya Upanishad is over. How is this Upanishad? You liked it? Very nice. Very practical tips are given to the point. Only 24, 25 verses. And just do this, matter is over. Don't have to worry about too many things. Very practical. Right, I sincerely invoke the grace of the Lord, the blessings of Puja Gurudev. May we all practice it as much as possible, invoking His grace, blessing. And in this birth itself, let us attain that Kaivalya Sthiti. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.